Talk to us now. Congratulations, Bukayo. I hope you can hear us all right on that. The delivery again and another important 3 points. But it took your team a while to get going tonight. Tell us what that's like when you come back from international duty, presumably not too many training sessions, but yet everybody's expecting you to hit the heights straight away.
Yeah, obviously it's a lot of expectation on us. We know that, and we didn't start the game how we expected and how we wanted to. But you know, we have the experience now to understand. We've come here a few years and not got the results that we wanted. But today we were able to turn that around and show that we can win in the end. So everyone in the change room, I'm so happy with that. Does it feel like a significant victory to you, Bukayo? Yeah, for sure. Even if it doesn't to others, it does to us. The season we beat Newcastle, who we struggled against in the past away, West Ham as well, who we had problems with at home, and now Fulham away, who we struggled with. So it's points that we've been picking up that in recent seasons we haven't been picking up. So we're happy with this result.
Bukayo, Jamie Redknapp, congratulations. I thought from your point of view, it was a real captain's performance today because it wasn't easy. First 20 minutes, you had a bit of battle with Sessegnon, and you really started to come into your own, started to run the game, started to deliver great crosses and little bits of individual play. Did you get that feeling as well?
Yeah, I got the feeling. It was a tough start to the game, but in my mind, it's like I just want to get the ball and make things happen. And even if I miss one, I miss two, I'm going to keep going. And I grew into the game, and I felt I had a good performance in the end, which I'm happy with.
Talk us about that set piece. Obviously, corners are a huge part for you. After 8 games last season, you had 3 goals from corners. This year, you've already got 7. Great delivery from you. And you've obviously helped when you've got Gabriel attacking it.
Yeah, it helps. We've got some big guys in the box, and at the start of the game, I took some rubbish corners. I was quite disappointed, but I kept going, and I think this is the 4th one, and I put it in, and it was a nice delivery. Gabriel got the touch, and obviously Leo got the goal, so I'm very happy with that. Sorry?
Why do you think you were taking rubbish corners, in your words?
Did you not see them?
But I'm guessing you practiced this skill over and over to land it in that right spot.
Yeah, it's something we work on a lot. It's quite clear, we're quite good at it. We have high standards for ourselves, and like I said, I was happy with the ones in the end, which helped us get the goal.
Bukayo, I want to talk about the penalty incident. You looked a bit perplexed, obviously, when it was, given and then not given. Your face is telling me everything there. What's your feeling? Because Kevin obviously has a little nibble at you, and then you get a touch. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, for me, it's a penalty, Of course, I understand he touched the ball, but I felt a big contact on my right knee, before he touched the ball. And for me, any contact in the box like that is a penalty. But the decision's been made. I don't want to dwell on it. It's happened in the past. I don't want to dwell on it. Let's just move forward. We got the 3 points, and that's my opinion.
Bukayo, I'd love to get an insight in the training ground, in team meetings with the manager, or just even around the training ground with the players themselves. For me, I really see a different mentality to Arsenal so far this season. I see a real belief within the players that you can go and win the Premier League, especially with the quality that you've added in the summer as well. Do you see that shift, or is there a mentality shift that you can really go that one step further this season and do it?
Yeah, we believe, and the mentality is simple, it's winning in any context. There'll be games dominating possession, there'll be games where we're struggling, the game's on top of us, times we might have to defend, it's any context we win. That's the mentality for us, and we showed today, we started poor, and in the end we won. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do this season. That will help us get over the line, I think.
But I wanted to ask you, Bukayo, as well, as one of the best attacking players in the Premier League, what do you think when people say, that Arsenal are where they are because they're strong defensively, or they are a defensive team? What's your take on that?
To be fair, it's fine, people are always going to have their opinions, people are always going to talk. In the end, it's up to us to show it. So I don't mind. I feel like the numbers, myself, the rest of the attackers that we've got in the past recent seasons, some of the best in the Premier League. So, like I said, people can say what they want, but in the end, we just want to win. Yeah.
You've done that job. Well done tonight. Thanks so much for talking to us, Bukayo.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Leandro, well done. Fulham was defending very compact up until you guys scored the goal. So how proud are you of getting this one done?
Very proud. I think it was a really tough game for us. I think especially first half, maybe the quality on our side wasn't there. But we kept fighting, we kept believing, and that's what we said in the dressing room at halftime as well. We only needed one chance, and luckily that went in, and after that I think we controlled the game.
Yeah, and even the corners, they weren't happening with the quality that usually does it up until your goal. So could you talk us through the goal?
Yeah, we just kept trying because we know the opponents. They try to change their shapes for us. I don't know why. But yeah, at the moment the corner is given. I see Gabi going in a duel. He heads it to the back post and I get the tab in. So I'm really pleased with that goal. And yeah, it's another one for us.
But do you feel it's been more challenging for you guys as a team to score as much from corners? Has it been more challenging?
Yeah, I think, as I said, the opponents, they try to adapt to us. And on the other hand, we try to work hard on that as well to find those solutions, and we found it again today, so we're really pleased with that. Another clean sheet as well, so that's really important, and we need to keep going like this.
And you've been having a really good season, Leandro. What do you feel has been more different? Where did you feel you progressed? Because there's a lot of attention on the right-hand side with Saka and Timber. Do you feel like you can benefit from that as well?
Yeah, obviously. I think we have so much quality in the team. If they try to double up other players, I need to try and take advantage of that. And I try to do that every single game, and to be important for the team. And I'm really happy and pleased that I could be there today as well.
Well, Leandro Trossard did score the decisive goal in the end, and Wright, he could have left the club in the summer, signed a new contract. He's proven to be an important player at times.
Yeah, he is. He's somebody that Mikel's got a lot of faith in. You can see where there's some times where you're thinking that he's not going to start him, but he'll start him in certain games. And again, like today, he come up with the goods. He does give Arsenal something else on that left side in respects of retaining the ball and keeping it moving. Whereas, you know, you've got someone like Martinelli who will want to go forward. He wants to use his pace. And he does come up with the odd goal every now and then.
Yeah, he said then only needed one chance. They were his words. That's what Mikel Arteta said to them at half-time. It probably tells us quite a lot about what Wrighty was saying before. This is the way Arsenal play now, isn't it? They keep things tight defensively, and then they just have to take the chances when they come.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're an attacking player in this team, it must be nice knowing that you don't have to take every chance that you get, because at the back they're leaving gaps left, right and centre, but they don't. Because they're so rock solid, as Leandro Trossard said there, all it takes is one chance. Yep. And even the chance that they created, it wasn't even a proper chance. It was a set play, and it comes off his knee, I think, and he knees it into the net. But again, Arsenal, I expect them in the upcoming weeks to get better, because international break, it's hard coming back and playing a tough fixture as well. 5:30 kickoff against a Fulham side who have obviously lost their last two, but at home have been good, and they managed to do what they needed to do and get the 3 points.
Yeah, he's the 10th different goal scorer for Arsenal this season. Let's take a look at the goal that he did score. Like about this?
Well, it's all about the delivery, Kelly, and where they want to put the ball. The ball is right on the postage stamp in the middle of that box. When you look at where the goalkeeper, you see that little space right there. That's where they're going to all end up. So the ball has to be perfect. It has to come in on that line. It has to come in a kind of a lower trajectory, so you can get that little flick that Gabriel got, and then you want people on the back post.
Yeah, but when you talk about this one here, Jimenez and Kearney, two forward-thinking players, they leave Trossard, and I think just because I've been there as an attacking player, when it's forward-thinking, you forget about your defensive responsibilities, and they both do, and they both get caught in between. Raul Jimenez, a striker, Tom Kearney, more of an advanced midfield player, and Trossard just sneaks in between them, and as a tap-in, it's a really clever finish.
7 of 15 goals this season have been scored by corners from Arsenal. We know what they're good at.
Well, yeah, but Kelly, I feel that when you're going to get games like that with Fulham, always cause problems for teams with that mid-block, especially at home. You have to find a way. You have to find a way to win, and I think that's what Arsenal are going to have to do until they can get into their stride and beat teams more, maybe entertainingly. But for now, the main thing is to get the points on the board, so then you could keep the pressure on, like Liverpool got to play tomorrow. It
is a skill, though, isn't it? We can kind of scoff at it, but they've become very good at it.
But that's the thing, and I don't understand why other teams don't pay it the respect it deserves, because it can get you out of jail, ultimately, because Arsenal can have games like this and where they're not really creating too many opportunities and you're thinking, where's the goal going to come from? But because they're so strong at it and they work at it, even the opposition now are thinking to themselves, every time they get a corner, oh no, here we go again.
There's a lot of skill involved, you know, like we just saw it there with Saka's ball has to be perfect. It's like when Declan Rice is taking the ball has to be perfect because people have got certain places where they've got to get there at the right time so as then you can get the flick, and it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy. People can scoff at it and that, but it's not an easy thing to do. There's a lot of skill involved.
Yeah, nearly 50% of Arsenal's goals.
But it pays to be good at set pieces, and we talk about it so much. Arsenal is so strong at set pieces, and also when they've got a narrow lead, 1-0, they're so good defensively, so strong. They gave up no shots on target from Fulham in this game, so that's the reason why they won the game.
Robbie, it's really interesting, this set-pieces thing, because they're almost made to feel a bit ashamed that they're so good at set-pieces. Just in the wider football world, it's almost looked down upon. Why? They're top of the league.
It is, and on the day when we saw Manchester City play earlier today, Bax, and they weren't great against Everton, they've got Erling Haaland. Arsenal have got the corner kick routine, and any time a corner kick comes into that box and the delivery was perfect from Saka, there's a chance of him scoring goal. It's not like they've just got one routine. They have different ways with different players doing different things, and it causes a problem. And to be honest, if that's what wins you a Premier League title, accept it and have some more of it. And what I think on a day like today is when Liverpool have won titles and when Man City have won titles, they haven't played particularly well and win. We say it's a good victory. That's what champions do. Well, today it was a good victory for Arsenal. A clean sheet, they got the goal. And I read somewhere it's the 10th Premier League goal scorer now for Arsenal in the league. So maybe Gyökeres hasn't got as many as you like, but they're spreading them out across the team and they're getting the job done.
We'll talk more about Victor Gyökeres, but can it take them to the title, being this good at set-pieces? Can it be the difference?
Yeah, it can. Of course it can. Yeah, it really can. They were close a couple of years ago, Rebecca, 1 point behind, without that so-called striker that makes a difference in those. I mean, we're going to look at some Gyökeres chances and stuff. They could have done with him scoring one of those to make it 2-0. Pressure's off. But defensively, they're incredible. You know, 3 goals.
3 goals conceded this season,
Yeah, that's pretty amazing in all competitions. So that continues to be their main strength.
Victor Gyökeres, from your perspective, are there any problems, anything to be concerned about?
Not really. He does all the right things. Lee talked about it in commentary, talking with Alan Smith, the former Arsenal striker. His runs are good. He gets opportunities. He gets sniffs. He's just not finding the corners with his shooting. And various opportunities today. That's why he was bought, really, for games like this where they get ahead or they need him to make a difference. I didn't get it today, but that's what they need in the future.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe we've seen some of those chances or similar chances at Sporting and Portuguese football, and he takes them. That's what he's been bought here today. That's why it's the toughest league in the world, and strikers get paid the most money because you need to stick the ball in the back of net. Erling Haaland showed us what it means for Manchester City. You know, Victor Gyökeres has got to get, you know, his double figures and more if Arsenal are going to win the title.
OK. Well, it's goalless between Fulham and Arsenal in the final match on Premier League Live of this bumper Saturday. But if we take a look at some of the match stats, whilst Arsenal have dominated the ball, Wrighty, they perhaps haven't done too much with it.
No, and the problem is Arsenal's problem with the mid-block, what Fulham know. But what you've got to watch out with Fulham is that they are very efficient once they do press Arsenal in that trigger when it goes in there. You know, when you look at where Eze is here, they know you've got that little triangle, what you're seeing. They want to make sure that they stop that ball in there, because if Eze can get it in there, they're straight in with Gyökeres, maybe a pass. And they've done really well with stopping this kind of progression. Once he's got there, look at both of them, instantly triggered, got him, won it. But when they win it, Benty, this is what I'm saying, they're so efficient going forward. They get something, they stay in the half, they put us under pressure.
Yeah, to be fair, when they win the ball back, they're not doing it just for the sake of it. The moment they win it here, like Harry Wilson, he's on his bike already, doesn't even think twice. He gets his head up and he just drives forward. And they're committing men forward, to be fair for them. They're being really brave. It's a really good run there from Jimenez. Doesn't quite get a lot on it, but that's the concern for Arsenal, is that they're a bit lacklustre at the start, but here again, Wrighty, with Jimenez winning the ball back.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they're just waiting for... We're passing... I think we can speed it up a bit, you know, try and move them. I think that's what's happened. We've not moved them out of position. They look very, very solid in that mid-block area, and we need to pass the ball at a quicker rate, just to get them moving, pass it moving quicker. And that's all what needs to happen, I think. I think that's what will probably happen in the second half.
Do you know what they're doing really well, Fulham? They're plugging space. They're not necessarily marking men. They're just stopping passing lanes. So every single time someone's got the ball, they're looking up. There's a player in front of Eze. There's a player in front of Saka on that right-hand side, or Trossard. And Arsenal, that's why they've ended up touching the ball. Saliba, Gabriel to Calafiori and back across.
Just too many touches.
Too many touches because there's no one really to play. There's no spaces to pass the ball into.
Is it as simple as Wright said, then they just need a bit more of an injection of pace?
Yeah, it's one of those where Arsenal have got to stay patient because I think the longer they keep doing it, we've already seen it now, Fulham are starting to tire a little bit because you can't do that for 90 minutes, chase the ball consecutively, and that's what they're having to do, and you're seeing that towards the end of the first half, Arsenal were getting one or two more little moments of joy. Yeah,
one of the moments of almost joy that they did have was the one shot on target that we saw, and it came from Victor Gyökeres, Righty, in the 37th minute. What did you make of this?
This is what he's got to do. He's on the shoulder, he's got to... The chances are very sparse, but this is a great bit of movement from him. Good play from Arsenal with Saka, and all he can do here, Ben, is hit the target. Yeah, hit across the goalkeeper. That's all he can do. He's not had many touches. We've seen that doesn't really matter. If you can get into this situation and get a shot on target, that's the main thing he's got to do. That'll give him a bit of confidence.
If you're being a bit critical, just keep the ball down a little bit. I mean, I understand why he's doing that. He's swiveling on it, and it's a really good contact. But I think if he keeps it low, then it's a more difficult save for Leno down to his right-hand side. But it was a little bit more of a comfortable save for him, but really good movement.
Yeah, Declan Rice had a chance late on in the half as well. He was getting in some positions, getting forward.
Yeah, we've done well again getting to their byline. And we've seen Declan curl these in before. But, again, it was really good from Fulham. They've got the bodies there. And once this goes in the back, then you can see they're all charging into the box and Declan just holds out. And I thought, this one, he's whipped it. I thought he's whipped it in. He's waiting for the net to nestle in there, but he missed it. But I think we've got to be patient, Arsenal. Keep playing and hope that Fulham make the mistake.
Yeah, what will Mikel Arteta be saying in there? Will it be a case of just patience?
Yeah, I think patience moved the ball a little bit quicker because, as I said there, the first 20, 25 minutes, Fulham were brilliant in terms of the structure of their defensive shape. But the longer that first half went on, they've had one or two injuries, one or two people pulling up, and then Arsenal started to get a little bit more space. If you just keep moving it left to right, getting it to Saka, getting it to Trossard, into Eze's feet, eventually the gaps will start to appear even more.
As for Fulham, the game, other than maybe the injuries that they've suffered, they've got so many injuries at the moment, of course. It's probably gone to plan, would you say?
I think so, yeah. You'd probably be saying at half-time, keep doing what you're doing, and when we get the ball, let's see if we can be efficient, let's see if we can get a shot, make Arsenal realise that if we do make a mistake and they can win the ball off us in that mid-area, that they're going to get punished. That's why at some stage, you might see a Traore come on at some stage to stretch Arsenal a little bit more. But at the moment, it's still comfortable. Yeah.